Hey everyone, it's John again. I'm going to play some Immaculate Grid for baseball. I am wearing my Green Bay Packers Titletown USA shirt after the team with, I think, like the fourth or fifth most Super Bowls, um, or whatever it is. But I think the Packers do have the most total like championships if you go back pre-Super Bowl or something along those lines. In any event, it is still Titletown. Packers are playing the Lions tomorrow. Normally, for most of the time growing up, that was usually a pretty safe bet. Sometimes the Lions would overperform, especially at the Silverdome. For whatever reason, that would give the Packers some trouble. But for the most part, that was just a easy win that we could check off on the calendar. Not so much lately, right? I mean, the Lions have beaten the Packers at least last couple times, I think, and they dominated the last game, and now we're going to Ford Field, so I think it's going to be different than Thanksgivings of my childhood, but that's all right. We'll in the meantime, we'll consolidate or console ourselves rather with a little bit of baseball immaculate grid. Hopefully, I can do a little bit better, at least time wise. Well, yesterday I was under a minute, except I couldn't come up with a Marlin Pirate to save my life. I eventually got Derek Lee, and then someone in the comments pointed out Bonilla. That was a good choice. He was on that 97 team, and then Moise Alou is who I settled on just because he started with the Pirates and played that 1 year with the Marlins. But even he got a couple percent. So let's see what today brings. I am going to start sharing, and now I share my whole screen. And so let's see. I guess I'm looking at yesterday here, and I am going to hit refresh and start at the same time. Ooh, 100 runs. It's going to be interesting. All right, let's do this. Let's go Frank Thomas the first there. Let's get Franklin Stubbs. I might be using my best rarity guys. Let's see, Hunter Pence. Over here, let's go Worth, Jason Worth. Let's see, Pedro Martinez. And then Kyle Schwarber should work here. Great. All right, so 100-run season. Man, let's just keep these safe. Sandberg, Jackie Robinson, and actually, I'm not even that sure about that one. Let's go Mike Schmidt. No, let's go Jimmy Rollins. I tinkered too much. I'm sure all those guys would have worked. Rollins gets it, so I was right at a minute, just maybe a little over, and a rarity score of 104. Let's see. I didn't want to. I shouldn't look at those. That was too good a rarity score. That might be better than any rarity score I could hope to get. Um, but I remember Frank Thomas really well. Um, Same with Franklin Subs. That was pretty good too. I'm gonna have to think hard on that one. The rest of these were pretty high getters. So I did the right thing in terms of being obvious. I tinkered too much with this one. I'm sure Mike Schmidt works, Chuck Klein, Lefty O'Doul, um, Richie Ashburn. I gotta believe Richie Ashburn worked. He reached base all the time. It's just I hesitate because he played on some lousy teams. So I waffled there. So we'll go for the rarity score now. Going to share that's my incognito mode screen here. That's yesterday's as well. Pound refresh. And let's see if we can improve on the rarity. So I should be able to improve on the 104 rarity score overall. I don't think I'm improving on that one though. That might be a little bit of a tall order. Let's see. Where to start? Where to start? How about, see, down here? The man that was traded for Pedro Martinez, I guess, would work. Delino Shields. He gets 2%. Not off to a great start. It's all right. How do you feel about Kiki Keeler for the Cubs? He goes 0.5, pretty good. Jim Wynn will work here. I gotta believe Jim Wynn's gonna work over here. Maybe Chuck Klein is a good candidate there. Just because he's, Triple Crown winner. He's got to be okay, 2%. And then let's see, Expos, Phillies, Expos, Cubs. I think Todd Zeal will work for both of those. Where's some other yeah, just dancing around a little bit. Jim Wynn is the name that is coming to mind. Don Sutton will also work here. Wynn is a little bit, I mean, he played a long time for Houston in the 60s and into the 70s, and then he probably should have won the MVP in 1974. His teammate Steve Garvey won that MVP. But that's my only hesitation here. Let's see, Billy Wagner will work down here. There's another one for Frank Thomas, but I'm not going to use him. Oh, I just answered or was noticed this while I was clarifying on a comment, but Bobby Shantz, who I love to use, he works for both these teams. He was ever so briefly with both teams. So Alfonso Soriano will work here. Let's see, who's a good Dodger to score 100 runs? What about Jim Gilliam? That's a name that's coming to mind. Babe Herman. Herman hit like 390 one year. I gotta believe he scored over 100 runs. All right, so that's pretty good. Sub 1% on a couple of them. Chuck Klein doing some numbers there. Wonder how like Doug Glanville would have worked. That would have been an interesting one to play. Bobby Abreu would have worked down here. Ooh, Bobby Abreu does work here. I think let's try him in there. Goes sub 1. That's pretty good. Very good player. Yeah, can we improve for the Expos Phillies? Oh, I had a name that would have worked for both of these, and now I'm trying to remember what I put. Obviously, Schwarber works for both of these. Yeah, someone had come to mind. Maybe it'll come to me. I'll sit on it for a second. Let's see, Cubs, Astros for the rarity score. I came up with Frank Thomas right away. Now I'm kind of racking my brain trying to think of a second guy. I got him with a Moises Alou. He's gonna work. I think he'll work too well there. He played 3 years, I think, with both teams. Pretty prominent player with both teams. Let's see. Go around the horn a little bit. Derek Lee, Mickey Morandini. Gaetti's not going to work. Jose Hernandez isn't going to work. Vizio Bagwell, Ricky Gutierrez, maybe. Sean Berry, maybe. Huh. Yeah, these guys are stumping. Actually, I might be, and then Moises Alou will also work here. Not even rocking that good a rarity score right now as it is. Pedro would have worked here too. Probably he could be right under the guy that he was traded for, but I already used him, so I'm not going to use him again. That's right. Todd Zeal was the name. So Todd Zeal will work for one of these, or both of them. I just can only play him once. I'm trying to think where else he could be, where else I could use him. Mm, yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna go with Henry Rodriguez over here. He hit behind Sosa. Well, I have to get the right one. There we go. For that 98 season. I think actually Grayson Sosa flipped at one point during the year when Sosa really started heating up. Then he works, and then can I come up with someone better than Moises Alou for the Astros and the Cubs? A better candidate there. Ashburn didn't play for the Astros. He played for the Mets, but not the Astros. Um, I really blew it by going for Frank Thomas right away, but I've basically come up with two names so far. For I gotta believe there's a little bit more wheeling and dealing with the Astros and Cubs there, but it's just not coming to me. Let's see. Burnett's never played for the Astros. Derek Bell never played for the Cubs. Lance Johnson and Sean Dunston. Did he ever swing by? I don't think so. Um, who are some guys who've bounced around who would work here? Can't just be Moises Alou. There's got to be more. Um, but man, I just went for it on Frank Thomas. Got a .04 while playing the speed round. All right. Well, I don't want to keep everyone here too long. It's Thanksgiving. You guys have better things to do. Man, he takes 19%. It was 113 choices. Well, Lou wasn't even the worst one. Mancini would have been the worst one. Um. Oh yeah, Lofton works. I usually come up with Lofton's teams. That combination slipped my mind. But yeah, he started with the Astros, and then he was on that '03 Cubs team. There's a couple Cedenios in there. I don't know if they're related. Yeah, LaTroy Hawkins. I really got to study up on his career. He hits left. Dan Larson. No, Don Larson also works. Huh, Don Larson. Cameron Maben, who I was wrongly saying yesterday. Matt Mieske, former Brewer. Looks like he went there right after the Brewers. Um, Carlos Pena. Did I know Carlos? I didn't know Carlos Pena paid for the Astros. I wasn't going to get that. Jonathan VR, former Brewer. David Weathers, former Brewer. But I wasn't going to get either of those guys. I don't feel too bad looking at these names. Like these are a lot of guys I wasn't going to get. I had no idea Don Larson played for the Astros. I associate that's a fun one because like you associate Don Larson with sort of the bygone era of baseball. You associate him with that World Series where he pitches a perfect game. That's really like he had a losing record for his career. He was all right in that 56 season. And other than that, he wasn't anything crazy good. He just, he threw a perfect game in the World Series. And it's one of the most memorable events of all time. But you kind of think of him as like that's part of the before period and the expansion era happens. But I think he pitched for the Astros like 10 years after that perfect game. So it's not like outside the realm of possibilities or anything. Um, so that's fun. Don Larson, apparently an Astro, and a Cub for that matter. Anyway, thanks a lot for playing. Have a happy Thanksgiving with your friends, your families, and I'll still sneak in a game somewhere tomorrow. Thanks a lot for playing. Peace.